Reframing. Changing the frame from where you see things makes a lot of difference, which actually means what kind of meanings you give for the kind of events that's happening in your life. Because most likely or always what we tend to think is this: events is equal to outcome, which means what we normally call it as E is equal to O. So whenever an event happens, that way a negative event happens, say for example you lose money, or there is an accident, or you have an ill health, you tend to think maybe possibly I am not lucky, possibly this happens only to me. So these kind of outcomes is what you actually feel. Instead, you need to understand there is a choice what you have. Actually, the fact is E is not equal to O, E is equal to R plus O, which means you have a choice to choose your response. The kind of response what you choose is completely your choice. So how to choose the right kind of response? Say for example, any event which happens which you don't want, because in reality what happens is it's true for everybody. So most of us, whenever we set a goal, act on it, or whenever we go do something, most likely or 90% of times or more, you may get a result something you don't want, or maybe you may invest, you may lose money, right? Or you just go for a medical check and you come to know that there is something wrong in your reports, right? These kind of things do happen for everybody. It's a common experience of every human being. So when that happens, what kind of reaction you choose, or what kind of thoughts you have in your mind, what is the outcome? Event happens for everybody. So is that equal to your outcome, or you realize, you understand, you have a choice to choose your response? So how to choose your response? The simple way to choose your response is this: always, whatever kind of event which happens in your life, always start with good, which only means, say for example, an accident happens, good which only means still I'm alive, right? Good which only means I have not lost all my money. Maybe I've lost little of my money in my investing strategies, whatever I did. So that makes a lot of difference. The way you need to start, or if you need to go ahead and reframe your experience in your life, you must have to start saying good, which only means, which means instead of giving a meaning which is not useful, you are choosing to give a meaning which is empowering, which makes you realize you can still do something about it. You can still come out of it. Good, which only means is something can change the way you see things, the way you perceive things, because that makes a lot of difference. One of the real life stories which inspired me personally a lot is the story of Terry Fox, because when he was 19 he was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm talking about several years back, maybe 30-40 years back, where there is not much of medical aid, and people must have to go through, and the end was obvious, right? So at that point of time, he had two choices. Choice one is this, where he can always choose an outcome saying, oh, why this happens to me, because he was just 19 years old and I think I'm the most unlucky in this whole world, these kind of thoughts. But what he did was this: good, which only means I have a message to say to this entire world. I carry a message for this humankind. That's the kind of thought what he had. So what he did, he started a marathon. He ran a marathon. Today it's one of the most popular marathons in the world, Marathon of Hope, and through which he has also created a fund for doing cancer research, and it's still growing. And though he is not alive today, still we talk about him. He inspires people. He's there all over. So it's because he made the choice to reframe that event, and he chose to say good, which only means have been chosen to give a very powerful message to this whole world.